Hello, hello. How are you today? I hope that you are pretty fine. It's a pleasure to have you here with me today. Welcome to this new level where you are going to be learning different things. Let me tell you that we are going to be having some reviews about certain topics, and then we are going to continue with the level, well, with the topics, the specific topics that we are going to be having for this level. Actually, we are going to start with these topics during this week, so don't worry. Well, super beautifuls and handsomes, my name is Angela Eugenia Montes. You can call me Angie, Miss Angie, as you wish, as it could be better for you. And let's start with everything that I have here for you. Okay, yes, indeed, we are going to be practicing our listening. We are going to be practicing different things. Also, we are going to be practicing reading and so on. A lot of things that we are going to be having here for you. Thank you. Have a wonderful day in this moment. Let's start here. 1, 2, 3. First of all, let me stop sharing this one that I know. Here we go with our presentation is here. Excellent. Ale Academia de Inglés, welcome to your advanced level with Miss Angie. Let's get to learning. Ooh, excellent, very good. Excellent, very good. Let's go with this that I have here for you. As always, let me tell you that it is a great pleasure to have you here. It is great to see you. It is good to see you. It is marvelous to have you here. Congratulations for your new level. But now let's continue with everything that I have here for you, because as I was telling you, we are going to be learning different. Hey, one more time, hello. I'm very excited because I can have you here with me. Excellent. But first of all, let's continue with on your marks, ready, set, and go to two. Well, we are going to start with something that is going to be pretty easy. It is going to be like your general review for the words for and since. How we are going to be making use of for and since? Well, actually, this is going to be pretty easy for you because you are super duper intelligent. And we are going to be having this. Do you remember something about for and since? When and how we are going to be making use of for and since? No signs, since. Do you remember? Do you remember? Do you remember? Very good. Yes, indeed. This is going to be easy. Let me tell you what. We are going to be having all this explanation, but better let me make it bigger. Okay, my face is like there. Very well. Now let's start with these two words that we are going to be having. And well, since and for are going to be having some differences that are going to be pretty easy to get or to understand. And I'm going to be giving you two examples. First, I have been living in Spain since 2012. Or I have another example in my other hand. I have been living in Spain for 6 years. What differences can you see in here? Tell me. What differences can you see in here? That is going to be pretty easy. Let me tell you. Okay. Let me tell you that since, let's start, va como el pollito, como el quesito. Vamos a ir desmenuzando todo esto. Since and for are going to be having these main differences. For is going to be for a period of time. And with for, you are going to be having some numbers and time words. Okay. When you want to measure the duration of something or how long it lasts, you are going to be making use of. You are going to be making use of for. Okay. For it has, well, for has a start point and an end point, okay? And it can be used in different tenses. For is going to be having a starting point and an ending point. And you can be used for in different tenses, okay? And you are going to be making use of the word for when you do really want to measure the duration or something, okay? The duration of this that we are going to be having here. Now, with since, we are going to be having another situation. What is going to be this? Okay, when something started in the past and continues until now, you are going to be making use of since. And the word since is mostly used in present perfect and in present progressive tense. Present perfect and present perfect progressive. Okay, yes, indeed, you can be using since in other tenses, but most of the times, most like 90%, you are going to be making use of since with present perfect and present perfect progressive, okay, with ing. And remember that the main difference that we are going to be finding between for and since is that since has an it is something that started in the past and it continues till now. Okay, and for is going to be having a starting point and an ending point. Okay. So here we are going to be having some examples. This is for all the duration of time, everything that we were having here. And since is going to be this one, like this, since and now. Okay, it started in the past and it continues until now, till this moment that you are living, okay? That could it be the situation. That's going to be super duper cool. Well, before going to the examples, what questions do you have? Remember, if you have any question, any situation, let me know and I'm going to be helping you. Excellent. Now, here we are going to be having these examples. I studied English in Ireland for 2 years. I mean, it has a starting point and an ending point, okay? 2 years, and it has we are measuring the duration of all that period when he was living in Ireland. I will be there for around 2 months. 2 months. The 2 months are going to be having a beginning and an end. I have been married for 16 years. Oh, a starting point and an end point, okay? We are measuring the duration or something of an event. And we are going to be having for example, for 10 minutes, for 8 hours, for 5 days, for 6 months, for 3 years, for 2 centuries, period of time, the number and the time word, the number and the time word. This is how we are going to be making use of for. Also, we are going to be having this one that I have, that we are going to be having this. Since a time or date that it has a starting point and continues. Okay. And here we have these examples. He hasn't eaten since 7 o'clock. Since 7 o'clock till this moment, he hasn't eaten. Another, I have been working here since June. I mean, in June, I started and I continue working in there. We have been married since 2002. Since 2002 till this moment, 2021, we continue married. That's the situation. And we are going to be having this one since 8 o'clock. Time or date. Aquí es un número y la palabra de tiempo, y aquí es a una hora o una fecha. Since Monday, since February, since 1982, since I left school, since the end of last century. That is it. Can you see the difference? That is going to be for. And since, how we are going to be using this? I have been working here since June. We have been married since 2002. Okay, something that started in the past and continues until now. Since and for, measuring the duration of something or how long it was, it has a starting point and an ending point, okay? Imagínate que es una hamburguesa, el for es todo lo de dentro y el since es la tapita de abajo donde pusiste todo y la tapita de arriba. Now, let me show you this. Since is, as we were saying, is going to be for a specific point in time. 9, 10, 11, we are here, and something else what's happening before this. Okay. I have been studying since 9 a.m. I mean, I have been studying since 9 a.m. and now it is 4 o'clock. So I have been studying all this time and I will continue. Or she has been a teacher since 2000 or 2015, right? Or Alai has lived in London since April. It has a starting point till this moment, And for is the duration that we were having between the starting point and the ending point. This is going to be for what we have in the middle. I have been studying for 3 hours. I mean, 3 hours, and it's supposed that it is finished. She will be in the office for 2 hours, only 2 hours. It has a period of time. It has a starting point and an ending point. She will be in the office for 2 hours. And he has lived in London for 3 months. Oh, it has a starting point and an ending point. That is going to be the situation that we are going to be having with since and with for. Okay, since starting point till this moment and for the duration of time, the specific point in the time and the duration, lo que duró la acción. Y esto desde cuando empezó hasta nuestros días, y puede ser que aún así se siga. That is going to be one of the differences that we are going to be having with since and with for. Okay. Excellent. Now, with the words for and since, we used to talk about something that began in the past and continues to now. But remember that for is going to be the duration of the activity or situation, and since is going to be having a starting point until this moment. I have studied at this school since last June. Cool. She has lived in West Palm Beach for 2 months, the duration that it was having. But as we were saying, since it's going to be having a point in time, and we are going to be making use of present perfect with since, and the point of the time, since 5 o'clock, since Monday, since 1994, in order to show when something started. This is the point that you are going to be using since in order to show when something has started. Okay, I have worked in this job since last year and it continues. He has lived in Madrid since March. They have been married since 1985, okay? It has a starting point when something started. That is going to be how we are going to be using since. And also, let me tell you this. Oh, present perfect tense, the rest of the story. We are going to, lo que sigue de la historia que te estoy contando. With the words for and since, remember that we are going to be talking about something that began in the past and continues till now, but in a different way. I have studied at this school since last June, the starting point. The starting point, and she has lived in West Palm Beach for 2 months, or she's living West Palm for 2 months. Oh, not the starting point. With for, we are not going to be knowing the starting point of an action or of an activity or of an event, but we are going to be knowing the duration, the lasting of that situation. Those are going to be some differences that we are going to be having. Okay, and remember, we are going to be using for in order to be talking about a length of time, a period of time, and we are going to be making use of since in order to talk about a point in the past and a specific point in the past when something started. And here you have several examples. I have worked here for 8 years. The duration, this started in the past indeed, and this started in the past indeed, but with for we are going to be knowing the duration, and with since we are going to be having the starting point of that activity, of that situation. You have played football for 10 years, the duration. They have been at the hotel since last week, the starting point. We have taught at this school for a long time. Not the starting point, but the duration that we are going to be having. Okay. Or I haven't ridden a horse since I was 9. Oh, when it started. This is how we are going to be making use of for and since. Excellent. Now look at these beautifuls. Oh, since it is going to be giving us a starting point of some actions, events, or states, okay? And it is going to be referring to when this began up to now, okay? And how we are going to be handling this? Since plus your point in time, it is in the past, your starting point has to be obviously in the past until now, because it continues to now. Okay. For example, Camilo and Rosa have worked since 1995. The starting point till now. How long is it since you got married? Oh, I have been married since 1999. No, look at this. I have lived in Bogota since my childhood. The starting point, here you are asking for the starting point. Here you are mentioning the starting point of a situation that we are having. That's super different. Now, look at this. For. What is the difference with since and for? Okay, it's because we are going to be having here this. For is going to be used in order to mention a specific period or duration of time. And it is used for general periods of time. It is going to be used in order to express the duration of something, okay? Here we have some examples. Camila and Juan study for 2 hours every day. The duration. Juanita has lived in Medellin for a long time. Okay, the duration. Michelle has been a mother for 6 months. The duration of time. Not when it started, but the duration. Now, look at this. For and since. What are we going to be having here for differences? For period of time from start to end, complete, and since it's going to be having a starting point up to now. We are going to be having some words of time, for example, 20 minutes, 3 days, 6 months, 4 years, 2 centuries, a long time, or forever. And with since, we are going to be having also specific information, but with dates, for example, or hours or dates. And here we are going to be having a length of time. Since 9 a.m., since Monday, since January, since 1997, since I left the school, okay? And remember that for is going to be used in all tenses. And since it's going to be used in past tenses only, como te dije, solo en el presente perfecto, no, in other tenses, but actually they are going to be in the past, okay? Taka, 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 taka. Here we go. For that reason, let's start with this job interview. Since, ago, or for. Ago, it's going to be a new word that actually you are going to be learning here with us also. Let me show you something about ago. ¿Sale? Vamos a una explicacióncita sobre ago. So, before the job interview, let me show you this. Oh, stop this. Excellent. Ago. Ago is a little tiny word that is going to be used to count back from the present. And ago is going to be used with a past tense and time expressions. What is that? Okay. Let me show you. Her father died 4 years ago. Hace 4 añitos. Michael got a letter from her just a little while ago. Just a little while ago. Excellent. ¿Qué pasa aquí? ¿Qué le apreté? Okay, let me make it bigger. Just a little while ago. That's cool. Oh, I was living in Paris 12 years ago, hace 12 años. Oh, we went to visit my brothers 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. That's good. That's good. Okay. Also, ago, it's going to be like this one. We use the word ago in order to talk about when something happened, but in the past. For example, he finished school 6 years ago. Terminó la escuela hace 6 añitos. Or they got married 2 years ago, in the past. Or he left an hour ago, se fue hace una hora. That's how when we are going to be making use of ago. Okay, now look at this word. I got a question for you. Where is the word ago? Or what comes before it? Excellent. The word ago is going to be at the end of the sentence, and before the word ago, we are going to be having the period of time. Okay. Very good. If you want, you can be writing 2 sentences in making use of ago. That is when we are going to be making use of ago. So maybe you are going to be finding these situations. How we can be using ago and how can be using before. Okay, remember that ago is going to be used in order to count back from the present, and it is going to be used with past tense and time expressions. Ago is going to be for past. Doesn't matter if you are talking about present, but in that present that you are mentioning, you are going to be making use of ago in order to refer that something happened, okay? But in the past, it could be past in the present, but it has to be past, okay? And you are going to be counting back from the present. Hace 5 años, hace 2 horas. Excellent. Here, and the examples that I was giving you, right? And before is going to be a kind of different, because before is going to be used when you date back from any point of time which is made specific. I mean, earlier than something previous to time. What is the difference between ago and before? Mira, I am going to the supermarket before I go to school. Voy al supermarket antes de ir a la escuela. El ago es hace, antes, okay? I saw her 3 years before I went to Spain. La vi 3 años antes de que me fuera a España. I mean, earlier than something. Más tempranamente o antes de algo. Previous to a time. Previamente a que alguna cuestión se suscitara o sucediera. That is how we are going to be making use of this before. Okay, because sometimes it's like ago, before. No. Ago is going to be at the end, and before is going to be joining or matching or linking 2 ideas, okay? Something earlier than another thing, or something previous to another thing, okay? And you are dating back from any point of time in which it is made something specific. That's when you are going to be making use of ago, and that's when you are going to be making use of before. Very good. Let's continue with this. What's the difference between ago and a before? Before now and before past time. Ago is before now, and before is going to be before a past time. For example, Peter left school 3 years ago. Peter dejó la escuela hace 3 años. Oh, they moved to this neighborhood 2 months ago. Se movieron a este vecindario hace 2 meses. Ok. And before is going to be this. What did she do before she became famous? ¿Qué hacía ella antes de volverse famosa? Hurry, get this offer before it is gone. Apúrate, hay que agarrar esa oferta antes de que se nos vaya. Oh, Sarah washed her hair before she went to the party. Sara se lavó el cabello antes de que se fuera a una fiesta. Hace y antes. That is going to be the difference. And now is going to be at the end, mentioning a specific point, and before is going to be mentioning a specific situation that was happening before another one. That's how we are going to be making use of this. Okay. Well, super beautiful and handsome. Let's continue with this that I have here for you. Job interview. Now we are going to be practicing this that I have here since ago. For example, we received your CV 2 weeks since ago or 4. Two weeks ago. Excellent. Next, we have no secretary January when the previous one retired. Since ago or 4? Since January. Excellent. We have no secretary since January when the previous one retired. Have you been working the last 2 years? Since ago or 4? I don't know. That maybe that could be since. 4. Have you been working for the last 2 years? Period of time, complete period of time, because we are not mentioning here from since the last 2 years, examples since the 2 years and now till this moment. No, we are talking about the 2 years ago, the period of time. No, I haven't worked since ago for I got married. What could it be? Since I got married. Excellent. No, I haven't worked since I got married. Oh. And starting point. How long is it since ago or 4 you got married? Tell me why it's nothing but tell me why it's nothing but a hearsay. Tell me why. Okay, how long is it since you got married? Excellent. Very good. Since you got married. Cool. I am married since ago for 2008. Since I am married since 2008. Now, and I got divorced 3 months since ago or 4? Ago, and I got divorced 3 months ago. Excellent. So, you have been married 5 years. Period of time, not the starting point. What could it be? For 5 years. Excellent. Yes, and I had a baby 2 years. 2 years what? 2 years what? And I had 2 years ago. Excellent. That could be good. That could be great. Before I got married, I studied at university since ago or for 3 years. For 3 years, it is going to be a period of time. Excellent. Now, when did you get your university degree? I got it 8 years ago. Excellent. Next, when did you leave your last job? I left it 6 years since ago or 4. 6 years ago. Remember that it has to be at the end of the sentence. That's cool. Have you lived in this city many years? Starting point or the duration or something? For many years. Excellent. Yes, I have lived here my childhood. My childhood. Period of time or starting point? Says, yes, I have lived here since my childhood. That's cool. Would you like to work with us a long time? Period of time or starting point? For a long time. Yes, I would like to work here since ever, ago ever, or forever. Forever. Excellent. Okay. You'll be tested a month. Since ago or for a month. Excellent. For a month. Okay, you will be tested for a month. Excellent, excellent. Wow. Now, tell me, was it easy or difficult? It was easy, right? I believe that it was easy. But now, let me show you that I have here for you. Now that we were talking about this, ago and since and far, we are going to start with something else that I have here for you. We are going to be having a general review of the modal verbs. Modal verbs, yes. I know that maybe you already know them, but it is important that we can remind them. And this is going to be the moment. We are going to be talking about can, could, may, might, will, must, shall, should, and ought to. I remember that we were talking about them, but we are going to do this in a quick way. Remember that a modal verb, it's a kind of, or it's a type of auxiliary verb. And this kind of verbs or this kind of auxiliary verbs are going to be used in order to talk or express ability, possibility, permission, prohibitions, or obligations. That's when we are going to be making use of these auxiliary verbs that are going to be some specific verbs that are going to be following certain rules. But when we are talking about ability, possibility, permission, prohibition, or obligations, I know that you remember a lot of them, but before to continue with the modal verbs, we are going to be practicing our amazing listening for short moments, okay? Let me show you my video. Chaka ta 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 ta. And we are going to continue in here. One, two.
It is very nice room.
Yes, the weather is wonderful. I am thirsty.
Well, it is hot today.
I am very lucky. Sea, white sand, and a beautiful girl.
And very cold orange juice.
Oh, darling, you are a treasure.
Yes, I know. Here you are.
Okay. Easy or difficult to understand what they are saying? Easy, right? Easy, easy. Excellent. It is in order that we can be practicing or listening every single day. We are going to be practicing a lot of listenings. Very well. What did you understand about the video? Was it easy or difficult to understand? I'm going to send you the link in order that you can continue practicing with these kind of exercises that are going to be very, very useful for you. Well, now let's continue with this. We can do it. We can do it. And here we go. Ooh, let's go with this. Remember that we are going to be having a lot of modal verbs. Can, could, must, have to, should, will, and also shall. We are missing here ought to. We are going to be having them in affirmative and in negative mood, in affirmative or in negative way. Excellent. And we are going to be having all this can't, couldn't, mustn't, don't have to, shouldn't, couldn't, won't, or shan't. No va a ser shouldn't? No, we are going to be having shan't. That is going to be an exception to the modal verb, the shan't. Uy. And if we are going to be talking about ability, we are going to be talking about can, could, or be able to. Tom can write poetry very well. I can help you with that next week. Lisa can't speak French. Mike is capaz. Mike is able to solve complicated math equations. The support team will be able to help you in about 10 minutes. When I was a child, I could climb trees. 10 years ago, my brother couldn't play the guitar. Elago, ahí está. I wasn't able to visit her in the hospital, or he hasn't been able to get in touch with the client yet. With all these verbs, we are talking about ability in different tenses, present, past, and future. Oh, and that's super cool. We can be using them in different tenses because we are going to be having the possibility to do it, okay? And remember that with this, we are talking about ability. These are some examples, okay? But if you want to talk about possibility, we are going to be having can, may, could, and might. You can catch the train at 10:43. He can't see you right now. He's in surgery. possibility. I could fly via Amsterdam if I leave the day before. It could rain this afternoon. This can't be true. We could get there in time if you were driving a bit faster, or our company might get the order if the client agrees to the price. What do you think? Here we are talking about possibility. In short, we are going to be explaining each one of these modal verbs. If you want to talk about permission, remember that we are going to be having can, could, or might. Might has a less possibility that can. That is going to be one of the differences, that might is not so sure as can. Less possibility. Permissions, can, could, or may. Can you lend me $10, please? You can borrow my card. Could I have your number, please? Remember that could is going to be like more formal. Could I talk to your supervisor, please? Could I use your phone, please? May I use your phone, please? Moral possibility. Excuse me, could I sit here, please? Can and could, physical possibility, but could is going to be changing its meaning because it is for speaking in a very, very formal way, more sophisticated, if I can say it in that way. Example, no? Or excuse me, could I sit here, please? Oh, we are talking about permissions here with can, could, and may. Also, if we are going to be having or making some suggestions, yes, we are going to be having this. You could take the tour of the castle tomorrow, or you should try to practice English. Should possibility. Remember, you shouldn't translate too much. You ought to read more. Remember that should and ought to are going to be pretty similar, but the ought to is more formal. And also we are going to be finding more the ought to in British English, not so much in American, but it is valid. Or you may as well come inside. John will be home soon. We might as well take Friday off. There's no work to be done anyway. Or you might like to try the salmon fillet. It's our special today. Shall we go for a walk? You ought to have your car serviced before the winter. These are going to be some modal verbs that are going to be helping you in order to give some suggestions. As I was telling you, we are going to be talking about the differences that we are going to be finding with them. If you are going to be requesting something, you are going to be making use of could, may, can, will, or could. For example, could you sit down and listen? Like more formal. Could you call back later, please? Could I have your attention, sir? May I make an appointment for Tuesday? Moral possibility. May I begin? Moral possibility, no physical possibility. May I have a glass of water, please? Could you tell me the way to the town center, please? Can you call back later? Can I borrow your pen? Can I use your bathroom, please? Will you please take the trash out? Would you mind if I sit here? These are going to be some modal verbs, super useful for asking or for requesting. Excellent. And necessity, if we are going to be talking about necessity, we are going to be having must, have to, or need to. You must have a passport to cross the borders. Elizabeth has to apply for the visa by March. I need to drop by his room to pick up a book. I had to work late last night. I needed to drink a few cups of coffee in order to stay awake. You don't have to park their car. The hotel valet will do it for you. Tim doesn't have to go to school yesterday. It's a holiday. Or you didn't have to shout. Everyone could hear you. You needn't worry about me. I'll be fine. Oh, must, have to, or need to are going to be used in order to express necessity. And also, if we are going to be talking about obligation, we are going to be having have to or must. For example, we have to wear uniform when we are working in reception, or when do we need to have, when do we have to hand in our homeworks? Al has to work tomorrow, so he can't come to modal verbs. Well, I must phone my dad. It's his birthday today. You must hand in your homework on Tuesday, or seatbelts must be worn by all passengers. I had to pay 85 euros to renew my passport last week. Have to and must are going to be modal verbs that we are going to be making use, or that we are going to be using in order to talk or express about some obligations. Those are these. Or for example, if we are going to be talking about prohibition, we are going to be having can't or mustn't. It is prohibited. Okay, it is prohibited. Prohibition, we are going to be using can't and mustn't. You must not drive over the speed limit, or you mustn't leave medicines where children can get them. What does this sign say? Oh, we can't park here. You can take photos in the museums. They are really strict about it. Sorry, we can sell knives to under 18s, or visitors must not park in the staff car park, or baggage must not be left unattended, or guests must not make noise after 10 p.m. We are talking exactly about prohibitions. It is not allowed. You cannot be doing it right now. We cannot. We are going to be having these pages that are going to be pretty useful for you if you would like to be reviewing more about the modal verbs. But don't worry, my sweethearts, because this is not the end of this. Indeed, we are going to be having the next class, or during the next class, the next opportunity to continue reviewing this because of the time. It was a kind of fast, in order that you could start remembering where and when we are going to be making use of these modal verbs. But tomorrow, sweeties, we are going to continue with this. What is the meaning of each modal verb and how we are going to be using them? What do you think? Easy or difficult? Easy or difficult? It was not so difficult, right? Since 4 ago, okay. Maybe this a little bit, but it is a question, it is a matter of that we can be practicing a little bit. Don't worry, don't worry. My beautiful and handsome students, please, if you have a question, if you have a situation, let me know, and I'm going to be helping you. I will see you during the next class. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.